Hi, third grade, it's Mrs. Feathers. We are going to be doing our second instructional TDA of the year. This week we are doing a nonfiction TDA, and this will be over a couple of days. So today we're going to get started by doing kind of like a background knowledge activity. Then we're going to deconstruct our prompt, pick out our elements, and read the story for the first time. You need to have open the first instructional TDA assignment under Monday. And the first thing I want you guys to do is take a look at this picture. How do you think the bird's beak inspired the design of the train? So you need to take a look at the bird's beak here. And how do you think scientists and inventors got inspiration from this bird's beak to design this train? I'll give you a few moments to type an answer in the box. If you need more time, please pause the video to finish up. I'm excited to read your answers here. Slide 2 has our prompt and our TDA element chart. So let's take a look at the prompt. It states, in the article, Big Ideas from Nature, the central idea is getting inspiration for inventions by studying animals and nature. Write a short essay analyzing how the author used text features to support the central idea. Use evidence from the informational text to support your answer. Let's review what each of our sentences in a TDA prompt have within. TDA prompts always have 3 sentences. The first sentence usually gives you the title of the article along with a little background or short summary of the story. The second sentence is where you find what the elements are. And the third sentence always just reminds you to use evidence when you write your answer. We need to drag our circles over the 2 elements in the prompt. Taking a look at sentence 2, it states, write a short essay analyzing how the author used text features to support the central idea. This is an informational story, so I crossed off the literature side, and I only have a couple elements to look at now. The first element I picked out was text features. So I'm going to drag one of my circles to choose use of text features. Give me one moment, my computer is doing something crazy. And my second element that I noticed is central idea, which is just like a theme, but it's called a central idea in a informational story. I'm going to choose main idea here. So when we write our answer and when we're looking for our evidence, we're going to be focusing on the text features to support the central idea of getting inspiration for inventions by studying animals and nature. The last thing we're going to do today with this assignment is read our story for the first time. So I would like you to have open the story to follow along with me, and I will be pointing out text features as we go. Sometimes a sticky situation can lead to a great invention. In the 1940s, George de Mestral went for a walk with his dog. Along the way, George's pants and his dog's fur caught tiny seeds called burrs. George was curious. Why did the burrs stick so well? He looked closer. The burrs were covered in tiny hooks. George used this idea to invent a two-sided fastener. It had hooks on one side and loops on the other. Today, these hook and loop fasteners are used on everything from shoes to spacesuits. Those sticky burrs gave de Mestral a great idea. Nature provided a model that George could imitate. Copying or imitating designs from nature is called biomimicry. Bio means life and mimicry means to copy. From owls' sharp claws to elephants' bendy nose, nature is full of models. We can learn from each one. On this page, we have some text features. We have photographs and captions. So the inspiration here is the burrs on this plant, and the idea got from it was basically Velcro or hook fasteners. The caption states, observing how burrs stick to cloth and fur inspired one inventor to create a new fastener. Observing nature gives us ideas for new things. George de Mestral didn't set out on his walk thinking he would create a new fastener. But by being curious and observant, he did just that. We have a heading, Nature Did It First. Designers often start with a problem. They may look for solutions in the natural world. Nature has been making and testing designs for a long time. Nature often has the answers to questions people ask. More than 100 years ago, the Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur, wondered how to fly. For an answer, they watched birds, the flying experts. Watching bird wings gave them ideas on how to design airplane wings. While birds' wings are not identical to plane wings, they both can fly. The Wright brothers built an airplane in 1903. It was the first to lift up, up, and away. So we have more text features with photographs. We have our inspiration being a bird, specifically an eagle here. And then an idea for the first flying machines. Our caption reads, Leonardo da Vinci was an artist and inventor. He lived more than 400 years ago. He looked at birds' wings and then drew plans for many flying machines. Smart shapes. Fish and cars share a problem. It takes energy to move a fish through water and a car through air. Fish get energy from food. Cars get it from fuel. To create a new fuel-saving car, designers studied the shape of fish. They found that the boxfish's square shape was streamlined. This means that the fish slips through the water without wasting energy. By making the new car's shape similar to that of the boxfish, they created a car that saves gas. The car's frame is also similar to the fish's skeleton. The metal frame is thick in some places and thinner in others, just like the fish's bones. This saves on materials and puts strength where it is needed most. We have our inspiration being the boxfish here, our idea being a car. The caption reads, "Watching fish gave car designers a new idea for a car's shape." Energy savers. Air conditioners keep buildings cool. The shape of a building can also help. In Africa, termites gave builders an example of a self-cooling structure. Holes at the bottom of termite mounds catch the wind. The air rises through tunnels and flows out the top. The termites designed an effective way to cool a structure. The builders borrowed their ideas. During the day, fans on the first floor blow cool air into the building. The air rises and flows through chimneys on the roof. This design saves money and energy. We have our photographs of our inspiration being a termite's hill, and the idea being a type of building that self-cools. Our caption reads, "How is a termite mound like this building in Africa? They both need a way to stay cool." Master movers. You can't travel to Mars, but a robot can. Robots can explore places that are not safe for people. Robots can't walk, but they still have to travel over dips and bumps. Sometimes they get stuck. Designers are working on a robot called Joelbot to fix the problem. The name Joelbot comes from the words jump and roll. The Joelbot can do both. The super spring of grasshopper legs gave designers their idea. Our photograph is that of a grasshopper, which is the inspiration for the Joelbot, which the boy in the second picture is holding. The caption reads, "Grasshoppers and the robot Joelbot can both jump." Tunnel makers. More than 200 years ago, an engineer was trying to drill a tunnel under a river, but each attempt failed. The walls kept falling in. Then he saw how shipworms bored through wood. The animal uses a tough shield to drill. Then it builds a hard tube along the tunnel walls. What a great idea! The engineer copied the shipworm to build the Thames Tunnel. As he drilled, workers lined the tunnel walls with bricks. Again, we have our photographs. The bottom one is the inspiration, which shows the shipworm and then the shipworm's tunnels. The top one is that tunnel type building that engineers built with inspiration from the shipworm. The caption reads, "Shipworms and tunnel builders need a way to drill through wood or rock safely." Mixing new materials. Tiny hairs on a gecko's foot help it climb walls. It can cling to ceilings too. Scientists studied gecko feet to create a bandage with bumps. The bandage is so sticky it can even attach wet surfaces, like a human heart. The top pictures the inspiration of a gecko's foot, and then the idea of the very, very sticky bandage. The caption reads, "Sticky gecko feet gave doctors an idea for a super sticky bandage." Working together. Birds fly in flocks. Fish swim in schools. They do this without hitting one another. Cars move in large groups too, but they often crash. Today, car designers are learning from locusts. They study how the insects travel together safely. One day, you might drive a car that sees the cars around it. The inspiration at the top of the page is a photograph of locusts. And the idea is to have cars be able to have sensors and monitors that can see other cars, which we are starting to see in modern cars. The caption states, "Ideas from locusts are helping to design safer cars." Learning from the experts. Biomimicry shows that designs that work for nature can work for people too. It makes sense. Need a material that is strong and stretchy? Learning about spider silk would be a good place to begin. Spider silk is one of the strongest fibers in nature. It is as flexible as an elastic band and as strong as steel. Need a type of glue that will harden in salt water? What do the sea creatures, barnacles and mussels use to stick to rocks? Maybe nature already has a plan or a recipe people can use. Observing how nature works also shows us ways to help the planet. Nature does not waste materials or energy, and natural designs do not pollute the air or water. Learning new things while protecting Earth's resources. That's an excellent idea worth copying. At the bottom of the page, we have a photograph of a spider and its web, and that is the inspiration for a type of fabric, which is the idea picture. The caption reads, "This cloth was woven from the silk that spiders use to spin webs." That is the end of our story. And tomorrow we will be looking back in the story to look for our evidence and making inferences. And then on Thursday and Friday, we will be writing our TDA. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And tomorrow, before watching the video, please reread this story. Have a great day, third grade.